Hello, good morning, 17th grade. Let's begin our class today. Today we are going to have one reading about Sherlock Holmes. Bom dia, sétimo ano, tudo bem com vocês? Na aula de hoje nós vamos ter uma aula de leitura, de reading, onde nós iremos aprender um pouquinho sobre o Sherlock Holmes. Have you listened? Have you heard about Sherlock Holmes? Vocês já ouviram falar do Sherlock Holmes? If yes, okay, or no, no problem, because today we are going to learn about him. Okay, let's begin our class now. Great. Before I start the class, grab your student's book and open to page 50. Antes de eu começar a aula, eu quero que vocês abram o livro de vocês na página 50 e lá nós temos o título do nosso reading. The Words Number 1, Detective. Então, o detetive número 1 do mundo. The World's Number 1 Detective. Before I start the reading, look at on my board. Antes de eu começar o reading, olhem aqui na lousa. Então eu coloquei aqui o nome do Sherlock Holmes e eu quero fazer um mind map com vocês. Nós vamos fazer um mind map sobre o Sherlock Holmes. Então vocês vão encontrar essas informações sobre o Sherlock Holmes no texto que nós vamos ler agora, tá bom? Então, o que eu quero saber sobre o Sherlock Holmes? Writer, o escritor do Sherlock Holmes. Age, qual a idade do Sherlock Holmes? Lived, né? Onde ele morou. Friend, quem era o amigo, the best friend. Books, how many books or magazines, quantas revistas e livros foram escritos sobre o Sherlock Holmes. Phrase, qual que era a principal frase do Sherlock Holmes. E qual era o job. So easy, tá? Então, let's begin our class. Open your student's book, page 50. The World's Number 1 Detective. A. Sherlock Holmes is famous for solving impossible crimes carefully and easily. He lived at 221B Baker Street in London. He played the violin well and was good at science. He didn't really exist, but he became a famous England more than 125 years ago. And he is famous all over the world today. Então, o Sherlock Holmes, ele é muito conhecido por resolver, né, crimes. Ele é um detetive número 1, né? E como que ele desvenda esses crimes? Carefully and easily. Ele costuma descobrir esses crimes cuidadosamente e muito rápido, muito fácil. Ele é muito bom em ciência. Ele não existe, tá, gente? Ele foi criado por um autor. O Sherlock Holmes não foi uma pessoa que existiu. Ele foi um personagem criado, tá? E ele é famoso na Inglaterra por mais de 125 anos, que foi quando ele foi criado. Ou seja, Sherlock Holmes' age is 125 years. Scottish writer B. Scottish writer Sir Arthur Conan Doyle wrote the original Sherlock Holmes stories. The first story appeared in a British magazine in 1887. It was the first of 56 stories. Doyle also wrote for Sherlock Holmes books. Doyle was working as a doctor when he wrote the first story. He often wrote the stories while he was waiting for his patients. Então, o criador do Sherlock Holmes foi o Arthur Conan Doyle. Ele fez a primeira história e ela foi lançada numa revista britânica em 1887. Essa foi uma das primeiras das 56 histórias que Doyle criou. E também ele escreveu 4 livros do Sherlock Holmes. O Doyle, esse escritor, na verdade ele não era escritor, ele era médico. E ele escrevia essas histórias antes Antes dos pacientes chegarem, ele nesse meio tempo aproveitava para escrever algumas das histórias do Sherlock Holmes. C. The detective's assistant, Dr. Watson, is the most as famous as Holmes, and the two ways worked together. Holmes liked to explain the crimes to Watson. In the movies, Holmes answered Watson questions with the phrase, "Elementary, my dear Watson, elementary." It means the answer is easy, but the Holmes never really said this in enough original stories or books. D. O better. Então, esse detetive, o Sherlock Holmes, ele tinha um assistente que era muito amigo dele. E durante as histórias, né, o Dr. Watson, na verdade, ele gostava do Dr. Watson porque era para ele que ele explicava, né? E quando ele falava elementary, my dear Watson, elementary, ele estava querendo dizer que a resposta era uma resposta fácil, né? Então, lembrando que essa frase, né, elementary, my dear Watson, elementary, ela só é usada mesmo nos filmes, nos livros essa frase não aparecia, tá? Continuando. There are over 2,000 Sherlock Holmes movies and TV shows with many different actors playing the roles of Holmes and Watson. In a recent TV series, Elementary, the stories take place today. Holmes lives in New York City and his assistant is Dr. Watson is a woman. Então, há mais de 200 filmes do Sherlock Holmes, inspirados nas histórias do Sherlock Holmes. O mais recente foi uma série, né? Na verdade, tem uma outra agora mais nova, né? Porque na época que o book publicou, eles falaram dessa que o Dr. Watson era, na verdade, uma mulher. Mas tem agora uma série muito boa também no Netflix do Sherlock Holmes. Se vocês quiserem assistirem, assistam. Bem, continuando. E Sherlock Holmes is the everywhere. There are Sherlock Holmes games, toys, hats, comics books, and video games. There's even Sherlock Holmes social network page. Então, o Sherlock Holmes, na verdade, ele é muito famoso no mundo inteiro. E os jovens, principalmente, gostam muito das histórias que resolvem, né, aí, crimes, impossible crimes. Então, crimes impossíveis. Now, let's complete your mind map. Então, vamos tentar completar aqui o nosso mind map. Então, writer, quem escreveu, né? Eu vou completar, vocês pausem o vídeo e completem aí no caderno de vocês, tá bom? Já já eu volto. Great, let's do the correction. Então, Sherlock Holmes, writer, Arthur Conan Doyle. Então, o escritor foi o Arthur Sher, né? Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. Age, 125 years, é a idade dele, né? Que ele foi criado há muitos anos atrás. Lived, ele morou em Londres, London. Friend, Dr. Watson. Books, 4 books. Phrase, elementary, my dear Watson. Elementary. And job, detective. Okay, correct? Check your answers. Bye-bye, guys. See you. Now we are going to do the exercises in the student's book. Agora nós vamos fazer o listen desse texto, e nós vamos fazer os exercises do student's book on the page 50, ok? Bye bye! Great, 17th grade, let's begin our exercises. Student's book, page 50. Student's book is a mystery, page 50. Here we go. You're going to finish. No início da aula, então, nós falamos aí um pouquinho sobre o Sherlock Holmes. Now you're going to do one text about him. Nós já fizemos a leitura, a teacher vai colocar o listen. E nós vamos assistir o vídeo The Case of the Missing Woman, o caso da mulher desaparecida. Tá? Nós vamos fazer o exercise number 1, 2, and 3. Okay, first, let's begin the lesson.
The world's #1 detective. Sherlock Holmes is famous for solving impossible crimes carefully and easily. He lived at 221B Baker Street in London. He played the violin well and was good at science. He didn't really exist, but he became famous in England more than 125 years ago. And he's famous all over the world today. Scottish writer Sir Arthur Conan Doyle wrote the original Sherlock Holmes stories. The first story appeared in a British magazine in 1887. It was the first of 56 stories. Doyle also wrote 4 Sherlock Holmes books. Doyle was working as a doctor when he wrote the first stories. He often wrote the stories while he was waiting for his patients. The detective's assistant, Dr. Watson, is almost as famous as Holmes, and the two always worked together. Holmes liked to explain the crimes to Watson. In the movies, Holmes answers Watson's questions with the phrase, "Elementary, my dear Watson, elementary," which means the answer is easy. But Holmes never really said this in any of the original stories or books. There are more than 200 Sherlock Holmes movies and TV shows with many different actors playing the roles of Holmes and Watson. In a recent TV series, Elementary, the stories take place today. Holmes lives in New York City, and his assistant, Dr. Watson, is a woman. Sherlock Holmes is everywhere. There are Sherlock Holmes games, toys, hats, comic books, and video games. There's even a Sherlock Holmes social networking page.
Great. Então, nós escutamos aí, né? Now answer the questions 1, 2, and 3. I'm waiting. Então, vocês vão responder a number 1, 2, and 3 e eu vou esperar, tá bom? Então, number 1. What do you know about Sherlock Holmes? O que vocês sabem sobre Sherlock Holmes? What can you tell about him from photos? Number 2, read and listen to the article. Match the paragraph C, A, E to the topics. Então, de acordo com cada tópico aqui, vocês vão colocar uma letra. Qual que tá falando do Holmes in Today's Culture, Partners in a Crime, Holmes in the Movies on TV, Fame, Past and Present, and Sherlock Holmes Stories. Read the article again and circle the answers. Então, Sherlock Holmes was a real or an imaginary detective? The writer of Sherlock Holmes was a doctor or detective? In the movies or books, Holmes' famous phrase is elementary, my dear Watson, elementary. And there are about 125 or 200 Sherlock Holmes movies and TV shows. Okay, answer. Here we go. Let's begin the correction. Então, the sequence is E, C, G, A, and B. Então, E, C, G, A, and B. Okay, check your answers. Next, number 3. Sherlock Holmes was an imaginary detective. The writer of Sherlock Holmes was a doctor. In the movies, Holmes' famous phrase is elementary, my dear, Watson, elementary. And there are about 200 Sherlock Holmes movies and TV shows. So, imaginary, he was a doctor, and the movies, and here, 20. Check your answers. Very good. Now exercise number 1. Let me see if I have it. Vamos ver as possible answers no number 1. Então, he's a detective. He's using a magnifying glass to look for clues. The photo of him looks old-fashioned, so he is not a new character. Okay. Finish our class today. Oh, better. You need to watch the movie. Let's watch the movie. The Case of the Missing Woman.
The Case of the Missing Woman. This story is like a detective show, but it isn't. It's real. One day, in 2011, 32-year-old Amber Gerweck disappeared from her hometown of Jackson in the U.S. She didn't answer her phone, and she wasn't at work. Amber's aunt was worried, so she called the police. They came quickly to Amber's apartment and looked around. Amber wasn't there, but all her clothes were. So was her purse, her computer, and her phone. The phone was still on. Some things were missing, like Amber's wallet and car keys. The police interviewed Amber's family and friends, but they couldn't help. The police needed another clue. Soon, the police found the next clue, Amber's car. It was in a parking lot more than 900 kilometers away from Amber's home. Police searched the car and found her keys and her wallet, but Amber was not there. Video cameras inside the shop gave police the next clue. Amber was there alone. That was 2 days ago. Police searched for more clues, but they found nothing. They looked for 3 more weeks, but still didn't find Amber. Then, 900 kilometers away in Illinois, police found a woman in a park. This woman had a problem with her memory. It was Amber. She was healthy, but she didn't remember her own parents. She could only remember her life from before the age of 12. But with her family's help, Amber slowly began to remember her life. Amber was finally safe.
Great, guys. Now finish.